guys. Sorry for the
So okay, let's proceed. So this is the flowchart of the study. You start with the inputs, then the process. So how do you gather data? How will be the data being processed? What are the factors you consider as you gather your data? Ethical considerations. When you let your informant sign the consent form, that is part of the ethical considerations. And your questionnaire, what we call the interview guide, must be approved by the panel, or what we call the ethics review board, before you conduct your study. It must be approved before you gather data. It's part of ethical considerations. So as I mentioned earlier, that in qualitative, our outputs will be the themes, the common themes, what we call the categories. Themes sometimes are called categories. The common themes. So the common themes are the hypotheses that are generated. These are the tentative answer to the problem. So ano itong output sa qualitative study. Nawa, nawa, no?
Wala ka. Di ka ka-share, sir?
Kani,
There you go. Nana. Imo wala di namin kita sa mohang ambungang dagway.
hmm?
Wala
Kana?
lagi kay video.
Kita ko sir, kita ko sir.
Okay, okay na
Nara.
sir.
So we have the flow chart, then the research environment, is part of the methodology. So the research where the environment where the research is conducted, you have to present that also. So the study, basically this is from the problem related to our graduate. So the research environment is Site Technical Institute, San Jose, Cebu City. So in the research environment, you describe your the environment where you conduct your research, the profile of that institution. So you also include a map, and usually they require you to have the Google map. Then you have the research instrument. So this is the instrument that we use in the gathering of the data. So I use the interview guide, the researcher made interview guide for face-to-face interviews. Then I also determine the profile. The interview guide contains the profile of the informants. Basic profile lang sa imuhang kwaon sa imong informants. Ilaha age, no, ilaha address, but there are some information nga confidential man, but since voluntary man ang research, they opted to answer it or not. Then the instrument, the questionnaire contains open-ended. So in qualitative study, your questions must be open-ended questions that will answer the
Excuse sir, Peps. Students are requesting full screen raw. They want to see the slides, sir. F5 full screen. Thank you.
balik. So the researcher made interview guide must contain the open-ended questions. These questions that will answer the what, the how, and the why of the study. So, for example, how do you describe the your experiences in the industry? How you do describe the benefits of your in-plant training as regard to the delivery of the industrial technician program? So, can you elaborate during the interview? So this contains the open-ended questions for semi-structured interviews to determine the common themes from the responses of the informants. So when you say semi-structured, so this what you are going to place only in the interview guide are the guide questions, because during the interview you can make a follow-up, you can make a probing questions, you can probe their answers during the actual interview. So, okay, when you say structured interviews, so you're gonna change. Then the interview guide must be was pilot tested prior to the actual conduct of the study. So pilot test na to. So this study, sa akong case, I pilot tested this to 2 other TVET graduates for validity and dependability of the questionnaire. So i-pilot test gud siya. I-pilot test. I-pilot test man nato so that you can determine the actual time or the length, the duration of the interview, and you can revise some questions which you think that are not clear to the informants during the conduct of the interview. So you can still improve the way it is phrased, the questions being stated. So it must be pilot tested prior to the conduct of the actual gathering of the information or conduct of the actual interview for validity and dependability of your questionnaire. Then you have to have a ready voice recorder and some notebook for you to write some kanang notes during the actual interview. So kinsa may akong research informants, so I had 16 graduates of the site ITP or the Industrial Technician Program who obtained engineering degrees. So after graduating from site, they work in the industry for a certain number of years and pursued engineering degrees in some universities. UCIT, San Carlos, USJR, UC, CTU, in order to obtain their engineering degrees. But most of my informants came from CIT, who is very good in crediting the subjects acquired by our graduates in site. Then the informants were selected by purposive sampling. So when you say purposive sampling, you choose the informants whom you think who can really provide the information that you want from your research. So that is what we call purposive sampling. So among 1,545 graduates we have in the school, so I selected 16 informants. Actually, I selected 25. Other informants or other graduates were used for triangulation, were used for pilot testing of the instrument. But the 16 graduates really the informants of the study. So but that is, they were selected by purposive sampling. So when you say purposive, as I repeat, this is the style of selecting the informants by purposive, those informants that can really provide the information that you want. Other TVET graduates were interviewed for pilot testing and triangulation purposes. So research procedure, this is part of the methodology. How do you gather data? So imo sa nang iabutang sa imuhang study, how do you gather data? So in my case, I first, it's part of the ethical considerations that before you conduct your study, you seek approval. You seek approval that you are going to conduct a research and on this area of this title nimo. So last July 2019, I got the approval from Engineer Laraya from site to conduct this case study. Then I submitted my proposal, chapter 1, last October 2019. I had my proposal hearing last November 2019, so last year. So ora ni gikilatan nga ako because I really aspired for I really targeted to graduate by March 2020, last March. That's why I really took time to complete my study in 2 semesters. So first semester of 2019, I finished my proposal hearing. And then in the last November, I started the gathering of data. No? So last November, proposal hearing completed, the identification of the research informants. And we have to inform also your informants. After selecting them, you have to inform them if they are willing to participate, if they are willing to be part of the study. Okay, you have to get your consent. You have to get their consent. So I emailed them, I contacted them, then pilot test the instrument. We pilot tested. Good for me because we have many site graduates who are also working in the school. So they were part of the pilot testing of the instrument. Then you start data gathering. After you have pilot tested the instrument, after the instrument has been approved by the ethical board, then you start the gathering of information through face-to-face interviews. So mo ni ang madugo sa qualitative study kay you have to contact, you have to communicate, you have to write, you have to email, and you have to meet your informants in order to gather data. You have to interview them one by one, in their place of convenience, at the time of convenience of your informants. So dili imong convenience, but with the informant's convenience, kay ikaw may mo gather of data. So you go to their workplace, you go to their place of residence just to gather data. Then the interview will depende kung sa ka conversant ang imong informant. Kaya naman sa ka-informant nga shy type. But if you have an informant that's very talkative, so the interview will last almost an hour. Problema ka sa imong recorder. It must be charged. Pero then you have to conduct interviews using the interview guide. So focus you sa imong interview guide. But there could be some instances that free-flowing na ang free-flowing ang discussion. Be ready with your your notes. But everything should be recorded. So you have to transcribe after the conduct of interview. You have to transcribe na sa imong recorded interview. You have to transcribe. I-transcribe mo tanan gyud na o tanan imong i-transcribe. Hasta ng mga expressions, hasta ng sound mga so when you transcribe, you hear the recorded interview. All the what is in the record in the audio, you have to transcribe, including the backgrounds, the noise that has been captured, everything, and the expressions. So tanan, verbatim, we say verbatim transcription. That is part of the qualitative study. Then you have to code and extract themes that present your data. So after the transcription, ana na mag-start sa imong data gathering or the imong data analysis. So you have to identify significant statements,
Wait, sir. I would require not to annotate first the students, please. Wait, sir. Share na.
Okay, so once you have the recorded interviews, you transcribe it verbatim. Then from the transcribed interviews, you have to transcribe. Then you identify significant statements. So daghan man jud kay na siyang ipangsulti mo ang informants, taas man jud kay ng mga interviews. You only identify. So when you start analyzing the data, you start with coding. So everything must be coded. Code na gamiton. Dili na ang pangan sa informant to protect also the informant. So code na gamiton. So that specific code correspond to a certain informant tungod sa pud yang istorya. You identify only what we call significant statements. So dili tanan niyang gisulti importante. So kato lang paminaw nimo nga statements, what we call significant statements, those are the statements that will matter sa imong, that will answer related sa imong study. Moro na imong pangwaon, mo na imong extract. Nya katong mga statements nila imo na pang group. Namang kay problems, so you are going to kanang present, no? You are going to gather the significant statements. Mura ra gunag nagbutang ka og bins na kay nga sudlanan. So kani nga statement padong ni ani nga kanang problem, padong ni ani siya nga theme. Kani nga statement padong siya ani nga theme kay butangan man nimo siya meaning. So when he said this, nana siya meaning mo na yang gipasabot, mo na siya gipasabot, mo na gipasabot. So your formulated meanings must be placed on a bins. Nakag na kay bins na kay mga sudlanan sa iyahang mga meaning. So kanay mo hang mga meanings mo na mo create og themes. Imo na siyang i-sort out. So you extract the themes so that you can present it during the theme presentation. Then after that, you analyze your data. How to analyze the data? You discuss the themes supported by the theory, supported by related studies, supported by the legal laws as the basis of the study. Then after that, you write the narrative report. So mo na ni siya. You write the other chapters, chapter 2, chapter 3 of the study. You describe the themes, you support the themes. So thorough ang discussion, no? Una makabaga ang qualitative, no? Because of the narrative report, which is based on the themes that you have gathered. Data obtained using the research instrument were recorded, tabulated to determine the percent distribution. The data extracted from the interviews were transcribed, recorded, and coded. Transcribed, recorded, and coded for the generation of common themes. Now, in terms of coding, yung gigamit nako is the free coding. Free coding dili ang Excel. There are really nanay mga kuan karon, nanay mga app, nanay mga software mo process sa data, no? Ang common good sa qualitative katong kanang gitawag na tog in vivo nga software nga automatic na siya mo sort sa imuhang themes, no? Pero ikaw gyapon mo design kung kani siya nga significant statement, so ingon siya nga the in-plant training is a very good kanang reinforcement, no, in order to gain the necessary skills. So imo na siya butangan dito og code, no? So butangan mo siya kanang code, for example industry exposure ana. So you write the coding, then when you run the in vivo software, ang in vivo na mo select, no, kani nga informant nagsulti siya ani, ang kanisad nga informant similar siyang gisulti ana. So if you have the same ideas, you assigned as code, okay, you translate man from the context of the interview, you assign that to a certain code. Then when you run the software, ang software na mo sort, no, sa katong mga ideas nga common that will produce the themes. So that is in vivo. Mahal to siya, mahal. But if you are really a researcher who is into qualitative, you buy the software. That is about 30 to 35,000 software. But my advisor is very supportive. He was able, he let me use his in vivo, but I did not use this in vivo. I use a separate app, that is what we call the doc tools sa Excel. That is the doc tools, which will help you extract your or code your information. Kay kung magmano-mano ka og code portig yung dugaya, no? Dugay jud kay coding. Kay mano-manohon man nimo niya. You have 16 informants. You have many questions, no, sa imong questionnaire. So puting dugaya when you determine the significant statement. So magmano-mano ka puting dugaya. So I use the doc tools, no. It is an app that will help you code the significant statements. Mura ra siya ga Excel, no? Mura siya ga Excel. When you assign a code and after that you sort, then those ideas nga pareha will be grouped together. So the data extracted from the interviews were transcribed, recorded, and coded for the generation of common themes. So analysis of data. So there are many, no? So when you are into qualitative research, there are many kanang ways of analyzing the data. We are what we call data here are the, the ideas, no? From the interviews, and the text from the interviews. So the data from the recorded responses were transcribed, recorded, and coded using the DocTools extract. This is the app that I used. Then the significant statements were identified. So significant statements were identified. Matong gingon nga, you only identify statements that are important to your research. Then core meanings were formulated. So in every significant statements, so in my case, I was able to generate 292 significant statements. And from each significant statement, you have to assign what we call formulated meaning. So unsa may pasabot sa imong informant on that statement. So you assign a meaning sa iyang ipasabot. Ano siya nga, they are discriminated in the workplace. So you can assign that, no, to a certain meaning. Let's say a sense of belongingness is not apparent in the workplace. There's discrimination between kanang workers in the company. So you assign significant meanings. I have also 291 significant meanings, or what we call formulated meanings in my study. Then I extracted the themes. No? Those significant meanings could be reduced into what we call cluster themes. No? So ikaw na mag-decide ano imong sa imong cluster themes. In my case, I was able to generate 65 cluster themes, and these 65 cluster themes were reduced into sub-themes, which I generated also 35 sub-themes. Those 35 sub-themes were further reduced into 12, no? 12 emergent themes. These are the categories. These are the main ideas which I extracted from the results of the interviews. 12 emergent themes were developed. So these emergent themes or categories of the ideas obtained or extracted from the responses of the informants were considered as the hypothesis of the study. So I presented it and supported by the theories and related studies. I used the thematic content analysis of Braun and Clark. Kaya na may uban god nga mga pamaagi pag-analyze sa data. No? For example, if you go into phenomenology, we make use of coalesces. When we say analysis of data, there are really specific steps, no? Specific steps how to analyze the data in qualitative study. How do you analyze the qualitative data? So, depende sa imuhang research design, magpili ka unsa ang imuhang gamiton nga way of analyzing the data. So in my case, since I am into descriptive case qualitative study, I use the thematic content analysis of Braun and Clark. So na specific step how to process your data for you to obtain the themes. Kaya mo magiging siya target sa qualitative study ang themes. And there are different procedures how to arrive into the different themes. So if you are into phenomenology, you have the coalesces, you have the mustakas. So lain-lain ang pamaagi. No? Then going back to the statement of the problem, so to explore the experiences of TVET graduates who pursued higher education. Ang main problem na siya yung mga sub problems. I have 3 in my study. I have 3. So sub problem number 1: how do informants describe their academic preparation from TVET program to Bachelor of Science degree program? So muna ito ang sub-problem number 1. How do the informants describe their academic preparation? So I ask questions regarding their ITP program and unsay gamit sa ITP when they pursue higher education, their engineering degree. So these are the themes that I extracted from the study that seem to answer this sub-problem number 1. So nasa kay overarching theme. This is the main idea. This is the main hypothesis that would answer this sub-problem. So this is TVET and BS. No? When I say TVET, that is Technical Vocational Education and Training, and BS degree programs, through the eyes of the informants. How do they perceive TVET and BS degree programs as they experience it? These are the emergent themes that were generated. There are four. So we have the practicality of technical academic experiences. So kadaghanan sa ilahang answers talk about that their foundation is really comprehensive. There's a well balance of practice and theory, lecture and theory, because we are into technical education. So they have also their laboratories, their lecture subjects, and they have also their in-plant exposure. So when we say about practicality of technical academic experiences, talks about you know, the balance between lecture and laboratory experience or practical experience in the delivery of the academic programs. Mo na mga common answers sa ato ang mga informants. Then you have TVET as an essential foundation. Kay part man ni sa question dito nga, is your ITP program a good preparation? Hmm? Would you describe your preparation, academic preparation? So kadaghanan tubag ang TVET is really a good foundation sa ilahang employment o sa ilahang pag-pursue higher education. Wala na daw sila galisod sa ilahang degree program because of their prior training in Tibet. They have really an edge. No? They have created the training, the technical training they had really created an edge by the time they pursued higher education. Napagay ko na yung cases nga mas kanang kamao pa silahang teacher in terms of kaning practical, in terms of practical. An emergent theme number 3 under this overarching theme is one's attitude is as important as one's skills in employment. So katuning question nga related sa katong di sila kalimot sa tuang formation, atong personal formation, the holistic training nga in the workplace bisag unsa pa kuno ka kamaayo kay dili raman kuno skills ang kinahanglanon. They say that companies really hire for attitude and they train for skills. So wag na ilahang sige balik-balik no among my 16 informants. The good character, the good attitude in the workplace, that is a very good entry point when you apply for employment. It is as important as your skills, as important as your kanang knowledge. So your attitude is very important, and ilahang gi-recognize, they have the informants, the graduates recognize the formation we have in the school, the mentoring, the what we call the other aspects of our formation, the total formation that we give to the students. Okay. Dako guna siya nakatabang daw sa ilaha. Dili lang skills ang gihatag sa ilaha, but total formation. Mao kuno na dili nila malimtan. Then the other one, the theme, the theme under this overarching theme, desiring for seamless Tibet to higher education. Okay, they have also mentioned. Actually, kaning tanan nga themes are really extracted from the responses of the informants. So dili ka magbuot-buot. You really extract from the responses of the interviews, from the result of the interviews. These are the main ideas taken from the context of the informant's responses. So you have the desiring for seamless Tibet. So they are really aspiring that by the time during the time when they pursue for higher education, wala ta sila gilisod-lisod. So mo lang gingon nga we have to work with other institutions, we have to tie up with universities so that by the time you want to pursue higher education, ang credit system is already seamless. Dili na ka lisod-lisuro, no? Ma-credit na mga subjects. You don't have to go back. No? You don't have to take again the subjects because it is costly and time-consuming. That is one of their recommendations. They are really aspiring for a seamless Tibet to higher education. So things have improved. Things already done in order to address these concerns. We have sub-problem number 2. So the extent, to what extent has the academic preparation helped them in their employment and career development? So unsay gamit sa ilahang preparation, ang ilahang training, technical training, including the implant training in pursuit of employment and career development. There are four themes also under this, but under the overarching theme number two, which is employment and career development in the light of one's academic preparation. So employment and career development in the light of one's academic preparation. Then we have the overarching themes. One, these are the emergent themes, rather. So there are four also. No? There are four emergent themes, no? Four categories. One is one's competitive advantage in seeking employment. So they say that their training uh, created a competitive advantage, no, by the time they seek employment. Okay, most of the informants I had in my study were absorbed by the time they finished their implant training. So they were absorbed by the company where they had their implant training. So kana po di sila maglisod og pantrabaho because of the type of modality we had in the implementation of our program in the school. So we were exposed 15 months in the company. But during the time, during the first batch, second batch up to the, I think, sixth batch, wherein they only spend for 1 semester in the implant training. But that 1 semester para nila sulit na because they were able to show to the company what we can offer, no? What site students can offer in the company. So most of them were absorbed, offered employment after the implant training. So inyo ha, you had 15 months. You have 15 months to be immersed into the work in the real work environment. So you have enough time to acquire the skills to to be in the real work environment. So mas taas mo og experience guys sa ilaha, no? Hopefully mas taas pod og absorption rate unta, no? So they focus on their advantage, so of their training as regards to employment, no? Dili na sila, wala na sila maglisod sa employment because of their training. Theme number two, industry-driven programs addresses industry needs. So they have also recognized that the programs of the school is driven by the industry. And because of our constant dealings with the industry, we have already created an impact to them. That's why mangita gud sila sa ato ang graduates because of the type of programs we have, the type of training we have. So industry-driven program addresses the needs of the industry. Then number three, TVET implant training preludes employment. So recognize nila ang implant training is very important to employment. So it's really a good exposure and it really a good vehicle for them to have their employment, the implant training. Then the culture of excellence and passion for quality is the core essence of Tibet. So in Tibet, good skills training not only focus on the skills, but inside we have a total formation. We have developed a sense of excellence in each and everyone on a passion for quality. That's why they always recall sa tanan akong informant, di gid sila kalimot sa to ang motto, no? Kana kuno lagi kunong sa nato ang motto nga ang sayon lisod lisuro, no? Sa ilahang paghubad sa Binisaya sa to ang motto, which is doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Di gyud na nila malimtan kaysa when they have in their they have performed in the implant training, they're really doing their best, no? Which also their supervisor were able to see, were able to recognize. So that created an edge, no, of the site. Mao na siya nakamark, to nakamark sa site graduate, no, sa site student doing things extraordinarily well. Kana lang paghimo daw 5S after they have kanang performed the task, it's really created an impact, no, to the supervisors na sila kuno malimpyo, other even kana kuno mga regular employees after working dili kuno pabiyaan lang kuno ila workplace, but since that's part of our culture, 5S is part of our culture. Doing things properly is part of our culture. So they have also exercised that. They have also shown that during their implant training. That's why it's part of our culture. So the culture of excellence, doing our motto, and passion for quality is the core essence of Tibet. So una ilahang gipang ko ano, sulti during the interview. Then we have sub problem number 3, talks about since we are dealing with challenges, we are dealing with good and bad experiences they have they have in the company, and by the time they have pursued higher education. So during this interview under sub problem number 3, I'm asking for some recommendations from them sa ilaha kay sila magay kanang frontliner in terms of experiences. So what recommendations can be derived from the informants that can be utilized by TVET trainees in planning for professional growth and competitiveness. So sa ilang recommendations nga ma-improve na to ang system so that ang katong mosunod nga mga students, the future students pod nga mo follow, dili na kayo maka-experience of what they have ng what are the rigors that you have been into, what are the challenges that they have been into. So ma-improve na to ang system, ma-improve na to ang delivery of the program. We can do some intervention. So muna yung mga those were addressed in terms of the themes that are generated. So we have the overarching theme number 3, looking upon the forerunners in planning one's professional growth and competitiveness. By the way, in dealing with qualitative research, when you have the themes, you can relate your themes to some idiomatic expressions. You can make use of some idiomatic expressions. Okay, a lot of expressions could be used in expressing the themes in under qualitative study. So ang imuhang overarching theme number 3, so looking upon the forerunners in planning one's professional growth and competitiveness. These are the emergent themes: realizing one's aspirations and eliminating discriminations. So this could be one of the reasons why they pursue higher education. So ilang mga common answers, when I grouped their answers, when I extracted their ideas, focus on they are pursuing higher educations because they want to pursue their dream of becoming an engineer, and they are going to prove something so that they can deliver what the engineers in the company can do. Also they can prove their worth in the company, so that they can be accepted. That's part of the what they call the theories, self-acceptance and self-worth, one of the needs of a person. So eliminating discrimination, so way of the reason why they pursue higher education. Okay, naman gito yung mga results sa interview nga they are applying for a certain position, but ingon sila nga in that position naka-define na gyud kuno kunsay dawaton, nag-mention pag specific schools, specific kanang program or degree nga mahuman so that you can vie for that position. Specific school pag yun. So sakit kuno para sila ha. So they try to prove them wrong by pursuing higher education and doing very well in the job, so that they eliminate discrimination. Number 2, so advancing one's competencies to maintain one's competitiveness. So usa po na sila hang gi-recommend nga graduates from TVET should not be contented what they have, what skills they have right now. So they have to pursue training. You have to attend kanang seminars. You have to improve your skills so that you can be more competitive in the future. It should not be comfortable what you have right now. You have to continue learning. You have to continue learning. Ano ilahang gina-suggest. Then maintaining a dynamic TVET programs. So we have to be constant with the dealings of the company, and through curriculum enhancement, curriculum review. So the dynamic, the ITP program we have the programs, the TVET programs with site we have inside should be dynamic. meaning responsive to the current needs of the companies. They also suggested that programs, TVET programs, should be should have verticalization and verticalization of TVET and degree programs. Nanindot unta ko no nga there is an engineering program that is supervised by TESDA. That is one of the recommendations generated in the study, that to offer a Bachelor of Science in Engineering Technology. That is the essential point of their recommendation. There should be a Bachelor in Engineering Technology. Wala na tong Bachelor of Science. Okay, when you say Bachelor of Science, that is theoretical, no? Theoretical field of engineering, no? Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. But we have Bachelor in Mechanical Technology, Bachelor in Mechanical Engineering Technology, Bachelor in Computer Engineering Technology. So that is an engineering program that is really focused on practical and should be supervised by TESDA. But that program is already under CHED. But until now, it has not been implemented because of the absence of PSGs, what we call policies, standards, and guidelines. But there are really other schools. There are some schools in the Philippines that already implementing that engineering technology programs. Engineering gid siya pero practical. We have the some schools in Luzon that are already implementing the practical engineering program. So what they mean by verticalization, so they have something, no, to go through. Dili kay gikan kag TVET, gikan kag TESDA schools, o adto kag CHED, you have to mm, you have to be credited, no? You have to be credited, no? Pero ang process kay sometimes ang higher institutions will exercise their academic freedom in terms of crediting of subjects. But right now, we have the Ladderized Republic Act. We have the Republic Act on ladderization of education. So, unsay mohang na-acquire nga subjects, it must be credited as long as pareha og title, pareha siya og subject coding, it must be credited. So, kinahanglan i-respect yun na siya sa higher institutions. Dili kay too much exercise of academic freedom in terms of crediting should still be applied. No, dili na siya karon. It will not hold water until now because we have already the Ladderized kanang Education Act of 2014. So nanatay Ladderized Education Act which is put into law. So unsay imong na-acquire nga subject must be credited as long as na pareha og syllabus ginagamit, pareha og subject title, pareha og coding, it must be credited by the school asa ka nag-enroll. So then you have the significance of the study. So asa man ang kaninga study, the findings of the study, asa man siya significant. So this is significant to cite. Of course, we are implementing a TVET program to the TVET students. So sa inyo this is also very significant. At least you know the result of the study, the plight of our graduates who went through their experiences and challenges. Then to TVET, alumni and graduates, to TESDA itself, to CHED, to DepEd, to curriculum planners and developers, and to the administration of TVIs, technical instructors and trainers, to the industry sector, to the parents, okay, to the researcher and future researchers. So daghan ang pwede mo gamit sa findings of the study. Ethical considerations, so asking for voluntary, so unsa may mga ethical considerations kay imuhang i-put into mind when you conduct qualitative study. So in my case, so kung mo siya, importante mo siya nga it is voluntary. Participation in any research is voluntary. Pwede ka mo, so in qualitative, so it is made clear by the time mo sign sa consent form ang imuhang informant na during interview, so free sila mo evade sa question. They can answer it or not. So voluntary man siya. Kay paminaw nila nga ang question kanang invasive kayo sa confidentiality, So pwede sila mo answer, pwede sa dili, pero sa ako kuan man kayo sila kanang cooperative man kayo ang mga informants. So they have signed the informed consent form. So maghimo kag consent form nga na didto ang purpose sa imong study. So kaning consent form kanang mag-provide ni siya sa kanang purpose imong study, unsay benefits imong study, the confidentiality clauses, the voluntary clauses, ibon ibutang sa imong informed consent nga mo sign sila, mo sign, pasaynon yun na nimo. That's part of ethical consideration. Then you have also to abide by the provisions of the Republic Act 10173 for data privacy and confidentiality. Kaya nag-interview man ka, nagpasign man ka og form, meaning you gather personal data, you gather personal information. So you have to respect that. No? You have to take care of that data according to data privacy and confidentiality law we have in the Philippines. So imo ginahipusan ang data. Mabita mo gamit kag coding, to protect the personal information of the informants. So you have to seek permission every time you conduct an interview sa qualitative. Mananghid juga nga this interview is recorded. Permission for the audio recording of the interviews. So mananghid yun ta, mananghid. Then validation and approval of the interview guide by the panel of members. So before you conduct the interview, you have to have your interview guide being approved by the panel. Labi na nang mag-conduct og kuan kanang mga phenomenology. Okay, very personal magunagod, very personal, emotional, involves the feelings of the researchers. So you have really to have your kanang interview guide being approved by the ethics board. Ethics board may tawag ana. Kay na mga sensitive kay nga question, na questions na sensitive jud kaayo. Okay, for example, na may mga phenomenology researches nga gikandak, for example, anang mga kanang drug addicts, kanang mga prisoners, kanang mga prostitutes. So they are going to ask questions that are really personal and very sensitive. So wala na ang ethics board mo kuan gyud mo approve gyud sa imong questionnaire. It's very sensitive. Then we have the trustworthiness of research. So ang itong ingon gitag imong research is trustworthy. So unsa may mga criteria? So it must be credible. When we say credible, it refers to the way the data, the interviews has been gathered and the type of informants you have. So when we say credible, it must be reliable. It must be, when it is reliable, it must be valid. Then your research must be dependable. So unsay nakuha nimo nga information, insakto gyud ang information. And this information are really coming from the informants who provided the responses that are really important to your study. That makes your research dependable. Dili lang kagahimo-himo. So, and it is transferable. So when I say transferable, if there are other persons who want to pursue or make a follow-up research, you can transfer that. You can transfer some data or follow-up research. For example, you have some recommendations on what research to be done next. So you can transfer that to the next researcher. And confirmable. There must be confirmability of the study. So when you say confirmable, if there is somebody who wants to do some kanang audit trail of your findings, so it can be done. It can be traced kung kinsay gaingon. So ingon ka og kanang this theme, na theme ingon ka og kanang there are really discrimination in the workplace. Okay, sa may nagingon ana. So if there's an audit trail that could be conducted, it can be traced to a specific informant. So matrace gyud nimo kung diin gikan imong theme, diin gikan imong data. So these are the things that, or the criteria wherein we can say that the study is trustworthy. It must be credible, it must be dependable, it must be transferable, and it can be confirmable. No? Then it must be triangulated. So the findings must be triangulated. So the triangulation of the findings by the interviewing other 4 TVET graduates, So kaning 40 TVET graduates are not part of the 16 informants you have. So when you triangulate, you meaning you interview other graduates who are not really part of your 16 informants. So may purpose sa triangulation, whether ang imuhang nakuha nga information from your informants katong 16 will will jibe with the answers also of other graduates. Pareha ba sila og kanang when we say ideas, pareha ba sila ideas? Meaning you counter check your findings against other graduates unsa pay lang isulti. So sa ako pareha ra man gyapon sila og mao gid sila og ideas, mao gid sila og information provided. Papareha ra mga answer. You can also triangulate your study using some related articles, some related studies. Ato ka mangita sa Google Form or Google Scholar, no? Sorry, Google Scholar. Naidaghan nga studies dito, related studies. Tanawa ang abstract. You always see the abstract of the study. There must be also proper handling of research documents and transcript of interviews. No? When you say trustworthiness of research. So proper handling of documents and transcript of interviews. Okay, you are implementing data privacy. No? So findings. So what are the findings of this research? So there are 12 major themes extracted from the responses of the informants. And these emergent themes answer the sub-problems of the study. So these are the hypotheses that were generated from this qualitative case study. So as I mentioned earlier, that in qualitative, we are going to generate hypotheses. In quantitative, we are going to test our hypothesis. So, na repetition na sa findings. Ana man ang part sa qualitative. So, ang imong chapter 2 will be the presentation of your findings, presentation of your data, and analysis of data. So, when you present your themes, it must be supported by the transcripts. Kinsa gaingon ani, kinsa gaingon ana nga statement. Sa analysis, you are going to discuss your themes supported by the theories that you have and local or related articles or related studies. So you have to discuss thoroughly on a narrative report. Sa chapter 3, you are going to present your findings in summary. So sa may summary, so sa imuhang sub-problem number 1, these are the themes that are generated. So as presented earlier, you have the overarching theme, TVET and BS degree programs in the eyes of the informants. And we have 4 emergent themes as listed. Then sa sub-problem number 2, to what extent has the academic preparation helped the informants in their employment and career development? So you have also the overarching theme, the mother theme of these 4. We have 4 emergent themes or 4 categories, 4 hypotheses. So one's competitive advantage in seeking employment. Industry-driven program addresses industry needs. TVET in-plant training preludes employment. Culture of excellence and passion for quality is the core essence of TVET. Sub-problem number 3, this revolves on the recommendations derived from the graduates or informants that can be utilized by TVET trainees in planning for their professional growth and competitiveness. We have also these themes that were extracted from the responses of the informants. So these are the findings. Then you have the diagram for common themes, diagramming the themes. So your main problem revolves on the experiences of the TVET graduates who pursued engineering degrees. And the themes were categorized based on the sub-problems. So ang imong sub-problem number 1 talks about TVET and BS degree programs in the eyes of the informants. Ang sub-problem number 2 talks about to what extent the academic programs has helped our graduates towards employment and pursuing of higher education. And sub-problem number 3, and including the themes, mao po na to ang looking upon the forerunners. These are the recommendations that they can provide for the next graduates, for the upcoming batches. Now, sa qualitative study, So chapter 3, ano no kanang summary, then you have your conclusion and recommendation sa inyong quantitative, no? You have the summary, you summarize your data, you summarize your findings, then you have your conclusion and recommendations. Sa inyong recommendations sa quantitative, you are going to make the detailed proposed action plan. Detailed proposed action plan. And you have your conclusion. But in the quantitative, sa imuhang chapter 3, findings and you have your implications for practice. Dili ka maghimo og proposed action plan, wala kay conclusion, but you are going to make your implications for practice. So, ano ni ang results sa buhaton based sa recommendations sa imong informants. So, unsa may implications for practice? So, unsa may importance of your study? Asa man siya magamit, no? Unsa may anong kinahanglan man siya sa uban. So, mo na siya implication for practice. What made it important? So, implication for practice. So, based sa recommendations ato ang informants, they said that there's need for the enhancement of the admission and selection process. Ang madawat gyud kuno sa ato ang sa Tibet, amo eskwela ra gyud kuno og Tibet, kato ra gyud kuno naay aptitude na mag-Tibet, no. Dili lang kay napugo sa parents, dili lang kay nadas barkada. So kinahanglan na makuha gyud kuno og Tibet, kato gyud naay aptitude towards Tibet. Kay it requires a lot of kuanang kuno determination to pursue technical education. So enhancement of the admission and selection process nga ma-screen jud kuno thoroughly nga say necessary level of aptitude and competence before mosud sa Tibet program according to the graduates or the informants. There must be a regular curriculum review of Tibet program which we are doing inside. So every year we have curriculum review with the stakeholders of the school, no, the industries and other partners in the delivery of the program. Then there must be enhancement of the program delivery. The talks about the training of the teachers, you know, the preparation of the teachers because they are implementing. The teachers are the ones delivering the content of the courses, no, of the subjects. So enhancement on the methodologies and modality of training. Then offering a vertically aligned Tibet BS program. So gusto sila nga na vertically aligned BS programs na related sa Tibet. Katulang gingon nga BS in practical engineering. And we have also a continual improvement of Tibet trainers. Undergo po sila og ang ato ang mga teachers o trainer, Tibet trainers must undergo also seminars, necessary training that will also improve their craft as teachers, as trainers. We have the strengthening of academic industry linkage. So we have been doing this. No? We have been dealing with the industry. Strengthening of academic industry linkage. So our focus will shift into dealing with the academic also. Then we have also the implications for practice. Additional, you have creating partnership with HEI. So currently we are doing this. We are partnering with University of Cebu, with San Carlos, and in the pipeline where we'll be dealing with USJR and CIT as our partners for higher education, so that by the time our graduates will pursue higher education, there should be a seamless, there could be a seamless transition from Tibet to higher education. So kinsa tong gusto ma-pursue, dili na maglisod-lisod, no? Dili na lisod-lisoron. Because we already created kanang agreement with higher institutions. There must also be continuing professional education for Tibet graduates. Atong ningon ang usa ka informant o atong ubang nga informants nga you should not be contented, you should not be comfortable with your status right now, with the skills that you have. You have to be always attending seminars, you have to improve your skills, you have to improve your competence, and you have to be at ease with research and innovations. So you have to undergo research even if you are really working in the industry. That's why they are really recommending that you participate in in some Kaizen activities in the companies, for you to see improvements, for you to undergo research and innovations. And you have to be at ease with research. Dili lang ko na makontento sa inyong trabaho. You have to aspire for competence. You have to aspire for more training. You have to subject yourself, for training, seminars, even if you are really working in industry for quite time, some number of years. That's a way of improving you and making you competitive in the field. Then last one will be focus on research innovations. So you have to be at ease with research, Kaizen. So these are the recommendations extracted from the informants. Implications for future study. So kinsa tong gusto mo research, kung kinsa tong mo engage into qualitative study, pwede, or any quantitative study, pwede kani nga mga topics can be research. These are additional, or this could be possible title that you can engage into another research. For example, if you want to engage into a quantitative study on the impact of Tibet program on poverty alleviation, so unsa impact sa to ang kanang program insight on poverty alleviation, so you can conduct a study on that. Then a study also could be conducted on the effectiveness of the DTS, of the dual training system, as a modality of training. A study on the integration of entrepreneurship program in Tibet. Then the implementation of, by the way, integration of entrepreneurship, that's part sa to among title sa site, no? You have site, you have Center for Industrial Technology and Enterprise. So in the aspect of enterprise, wala pa kay nato na ma-address, no? We are on technical education pa. So a study could be done, no, to address that. Then you have also a study could be also done on the implementation of Ladderized Education Act of 2014. So unsa na kanang compliant ang mga HEIs, or higher educations or higher educational institutions, on the implementation of Ladderized Education Act, kanang pag-credit sa subject ba, kay basin og too much exercise of academic freedom. Kay basically kanagong pag-credit sa subject sa una, that is on the discretion of the enrolling institutions. Kung dili sila gusto mo credit, o ilahan ng discretion, that is an exercise of academic freedom. But karon na naman tayo Ladderized Education Act. So based on the rules, kung unsa gani ang title, kung unsa gani ang content, pariha gani ang kanang syllabus ginagamit, ang content, ang subject code, title, it must be credited. It must be credited. Ano gitawag nila og seamless transition from Tibet to higher institution. Then a comparative study on the aspect of performance-based and credential-based promotion system in the industry. So this could be done also. Ay muhang studyhan gyud dito unsay may maayo when you promote an employee, performance-based or credential-based promotion system. Kaya naman nag-implement gyud og promotion-based pud. Kay I have an informant nga he is not currently working in Singapore. Ingon gyud siya nga ilaha gyud dito is based on performance. So the percentage that you have delivered o gyud ay basis sa imong promotion or salary grade. Kay sa Philippines, kadaghanan sa tong companies credential based, credential based. So you can be promoted based on your credentials. Unsay imong nahuman, no? Unsay imong credentials. So you can make a study, no? Whatever be the results of the study, it could be transmitted or could be relayed, no, to the industries. No? Okay, so that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Peps, and we really appreciate this one. I would just ask dispensa sa imuha because some students are already in the other Zoom meeting
Bitaw, no?
right now. Sige lang, nagkuhan dito. Anyways, may I ask permission if we can share this on YouTube, sir? Para those who were not able to finish could also see the presentation
Recorded man
today.
yun, no?
We will upload
Oh.
it, sir, para at least they can visit it. And di man kay siya taas kay naputol man to ganiha, and at least they can also review. And we really appreciate the titles also. I think this is a good motivation for others to check on the replicability and even the viability of furthering a study
Yes. This
based on
these
your
are the possible, no? These
suggestions.
are the possible titles that they can engage, no, into further studies. No?
Yes, sir. Wait, sir. I have a problem. So with that, would like to thank you. Kung may questions, you can start asking them right now. Most of them are doing quanti, others are doing quali. Pero pag when you discuss qualitative na nga unsa siya ka dugo, it, they might back out, no? Sir, when do you stop interviewing? That's my question. For example, informants, you are interviewing some informants and then you come to realize nga ang ilang answers nagbalik-balik na. Should you further the 16 informants or will we stop at 10
You have
informants
to
na in case
complete the number of kuan good in your study. You propose for a certain number of informants, so when you conduct the data gathering, you have to complete the 16 interviews.
even though mo reach siya og isomorph
Oh
na
yes,
sa
yes, okay, that's part of the kuan magud theme generation. That is
the theme
the
generation.
foundation of theme generation. So the ideas that are really og kuan kanang nagbalik-balik. So you have still to complete the interview. You have still to complete the interview.
Okay.
Yeah. When you interview, you just focus on the interview guide. Interview guide. Okay,
Okay.
that will
So the interview guide could be semi-structured as you were saying.
semi-structured.
Wala guide siya, dili siya
Dili
kanang
siya
murag
katong kuan good.
questionnaire
Oh,
type. Okay. Para free flowing siya, no?
oo.
Then you can draw out
You can just
the
probe, no?
emotion.
You can just there are some answers you can just kanang make probing questions.
Probing questions.
When you say this,
Ah,
can you elaborate? Can you what do you mean by when you say seamless transition?
okay. Okay. So let's entertain some questions before we leave kay nabi classes from Sir Chavez po, no? Angelo, you have questions, Balagtas, please write. Actually, sir, there are some students who are clustered right now na ay usa ka student handling mga 5 ka estudyante, like for example si Lacosta, there are 8 of them sa Tunishi who are listening pero usa ra ka account ilang gigamit. So if you notice there are only very few because they're in a group right now. Do you have questions, guys? Kung naaman, let's just leave them here. Tapos we will get back to you. We'll get back to your questions once nga available si Mr. Chavez to entertain this.
Sila gyapon tanan mag-attend sa kuno next nga seminar.
Yes sir. Yes sir. Apparently
Ongoing.
unfortunately murag nakuan nun siya na divide no ng mga tao karon because of the emerging kuan mga seminar.
This is just first of the series, no? Kaniadto ang research colloquium.
Okay. Dito, pwede po sir para we could schedule again. Question and answer siguro.
Better that they are also exposed to some quantitative kay
okay sir. That's accepted.
Kaya ang quanti kay madugo mo kay ang quali kay because of the labi na ang pag-transcribe mao gina diha ang kalbaryo transcription o ang pag-generate sa themes kanang pag clustering sa ideas, pag-grouping sa ideas. Okay, imagine you have almost 300 significant statements and you are going to reduce that into 12 themes, 12 major ideas which will serve as the hypothesis of your research.
Actually, bloody siya. Si Hugalbot is asking if sila ba kuno magbuot sa respondents kung pila ka buok in case of qualitative.
Pero sa quantitative o sa qualitative ayaw pala ba ni daghan? You limit for example 10 lang siguro. Purposive sampling. Ikaw lay mag-select. Ikaw lay mag-select kung kinsa gitong mga informants, tawgon ta na siya informants nga most likely can provide the answers to your questions.
Minimal sir, pila may minimal, let's 5 to 6?
Pwede, depende sa imong study. For example, ang narrative pwede ra kay usa ka buok, duha.
Okay. Case study, usa ka.
Ang case study, ang narrative study,
Narrative study.
pwede ra usa, duha, pero ang case study pwede ra
Yes, ma'am.
magkuan, pwede 5, pwede 8, 10.
Okay.
Oh.
So, Jo Marie, I think Mr. Chavez has already answered your question. So, depending upon the study, you can do
Depende sa imong study gihimo. Depende sa imong research nga design.
design.
Sa quanti kay kuan mo lang quanti good, ganun man siya 30, 20.
30 is a good number already.
Oh. Na may way of kuan good determining the sample sa quanti, no? Ay pamaagi pag-determine ay formula ato. Lobens.
Lobens
so
school sa quanti.
Pero ang sa UC kay dili namin allow mo gamit og Lobens.
Ngano sir, dili siya kuan? Reliable?
Nung ilang gi kuan karon gi practice. Sila ilaing pamagi pagkuha na sa the number of kuan ba sample that you engage.
Kasi fishbowl. Ano na lang kanang random
bunot
lang. Say for example census or telephone directory. Sir Peps, we'd like to thank you, sir, for doing this.
Yeah, my pleasure. Welcome.
You know that we have a long time ago for this, and then at least karon nakapresent.
Actually, this study is scheduled for presentation sa ASEAN, no? Sa international conference sa ASEAN qualitative conference last February nya. COVID man ta.
So walay virtual sir.
Wala man dayon. Ang virtual nila kay kanang naapod na virtual mga lectures.
Okay.
So katong international katong sa ASEAN
presentation ba?
Katong sa ASEAN kay gathering of researchers man all over Asia.
Okay.
So kung mi sa UC mo present unta kanang tulo upat including my advisor.
Nag-study po just sir.
Kaya approve naman ako ang abstract no, so the abstract of this study has been approved by the ASEAN, no, the ACRA, ASEAN Qualitative Research Association. So gi-schedule ko nila last April.
Mura man kanang law firm ni Drilon. Very controversial. Thank you, Jo Marie, for your question. I hope Mr. Chavez was able to answer that one to your heart's content. Any other questions you have? You have classes man po, Sir Peps, no? Sir.
Okay lang. Sila kung naman sila attend nga seminar ako, okay raman ko.
Oo, lagi. Mura sila na overwhelmed siguro, sir. So, do this again. Nindot to just, sir, kay instead na focus sa qualitative, we're looking into the findings, no, maraog.
Kay mao magina siya objective sa research, ang findings, ang imong data, ang imong themes. Kay ang the themes wala siya answer sa problem. Which I think valid man ang concerns ato ang mga informants. Kay these are also the same the same concerns we have in the school.
Sir, I just got the message from Mr. Benji nga ang students also are required to attend a seminar right now. And then supposedly there are 3 of us nga nag-ilog na jud sa ilang schedule, no? Rag in demand to sila karong panahon na.
Pili na estudyante asa sila.
You can actually open 2 Zoom meetings man siguro, no? At a given lagi di na productive.
Basta wala pa na yung pamahaw mo estudyante. Pwede man sa magkaon po while listening.
Ako dito nagkaon mo ko dire, mabitang video.
Challenging ang kuan kay ang qualitative, it's really time consuming. It requires time, no? Ako tutlong galib ko 2 weeks gyud ani in order to transcribe, in order to analyze the data. Ang kapoy na gyud ang narrative, no? Narrative reporting. Kaya I'm nag-apas gyud ko atong kuan, nag-apas ko sa graduation ba. Atong amo ang defense, ang oral defense was in last February 6.
Si Paul was saying split screen na ko na gigamit nila karon. And others don't know how to do split screen man. Split lang sa mo diha sa inyong mga anyways, I will record man po this one.
Kay sa quanti, you are dealing with numbers man.
hopefully sir sa
Laugon sa numbers.
hopefully sir ba ako I have to admit myself na I my last research was still kanang undergrad pa jud ba. We hope we can have more of these research conferences and colloquium gani to really promote is research culture sa site kay mag-engineering niya mahadlok og research
bitaw na gingon sa kuan, it was kanang provided as one of the answers sa informants nga you have our graduates must be at ease with research manggod kay labi na kuno karon nga kanang we are preparing for katong industry revolution 4.0. We have to be comfortable with artificial intelligence, robotics, research. Kay mo na jud ko na siya end no, mo na gyud na siya in karon sa education.
Hindi jud siya trend sir. It's basically irreversible na jud siya sir because it's going there.
Kay ang mga undergrads yung karon sa kanang colleges nagi research output they have really to produce a research even sa senior high school gani tulugay na ka research sa senior high school. You have the katong proposal nga part katong sa the basics of research, practical research nya kato pang Pilipino katong sining ng pananaliksik which is ang ilang output
version.
Research gihapon.
Tulo din because of the Filipino the Filipino
nga ato nang expose da natong students kay kung tagaan siguro og kuan taas-taas na time so ang ilang first semester siguro ang ilang objective is to generate the proposal nya mag-proposal hearing they have to present their title they have to present their problem approve na siya nya ika second sem they have to right now they have to gather data implement their proposal so they have to defend they have to present mao na isud to sa atong research colloquium. So among those students nga naay mga viable kay nga research, naay mga outstanding nga mga research, pwede sila mo present. So select siguro ka og pila ka buok no, 6 siguro or 10 siguro to present their studies.
Dito sir.
To research conference na to, research colloquium.
Well, not just to comply with our mga regulatory and statutory mga requirements.
Dili lang pa. That would be viable training for students. Okay, if they are really at ease with research, iabot na nila sa company, trabaho nila, they are really biased on seeking for innovations, kaizen, innovations.
And then research really teach you mga critical thinking sir nga. You are not you may dismiss the idea nga okay lang na sing ana. But if you have the research attitude magod, you think twice, you become critical on things.
Yes.
Then you go for innovation. Anything that you can help the company with should be backed up with solid foundation and researches.
So nangingon na kay nga mo comment because you have researched the problem.
Yeah. Dili lang kayo whims ba nga anything goes lang sa.
The Japanese companies are very particular with innovations kung ilang kaizen. Ilang gigamit ganan nila competition gani or dayan sila yung mga rewards.
Grocery raman good ang hatag sir sa kaizen. Pero mas i-erase siguro ang stakes para people would really work for it.
Ma-develop sa yung habit of reading when you engage into research.
Yes.
Okay, you will be engaging into a lot of literature. Makatuon ka og pangita sa mga related studies. Ato kas Google Scholar.
Thank you. Sir, Paul, question Paul, since you're doing research la si Kurt, pero nana-speak as si Kurt, no? I think they look forward to this nga makapangutana.
Okay. Naro ba Sir Philip tan dito?
Naro kuno sir niya si Benji Wong is asking the students to join pod kay si Radaza is having a schedule right now.
Sige magklase na sila eh.
Di wala na ang Sunday, wala na ang Sunday kay there is except for Jesse Richie, which is actually sa ako nang time, no? Kay 10 to 11 daw. But
basig din na 10 to 11 man imuha no. So imuha na yung mga estudyante.
Actually sir 9 to 11 jud ko. So moto nga sige lang others were asking pwede mabalhin sila kay pangita lang sa merkado. No problem with that. Total naka 90% naman punta sa discussion. Level upload this. With that sir, I would like to thank you again sa imong panahon for giving us
welcome okay kayo.
Salamat tayo. And then,
Sis, ma-share na to ang kuan mo. Ma-share na to ang kanang findings sa research kay
Yes, sir.
going back to the significance of the study, part magid ni sa ilaha pod. The research is significant for them.
Okay. Asking permission lang, I will post it publicly, ha.
Oh, okay.
Short kunok lang oras para research. You still have January. I will start.
Kinsa man kaning mga third year, kaning 11 sections.
Sir, mga Sunday class kay because of the it's very challenging really to do it online, sir. I have difficulties just meeting them, conferring with them. Yeah, I could not be awake in the middle of the night, no, just to answer to accommodate. Lahi man lang oras, sir, baka magbata sila gabi eh.
Wow, bitaw.
Okay, ang nagtrabaho sa buntag. So, ako po maluya na po kay classes mo. So, wala.
Bunog kay kasadlawan niya mga estudyante kay awake sa gabi.
Awake sa gabi, bato na mga
i-leave na lang nila. I-leave na lang nila sa kuan leave na lang ilang question, then provide na lang mo answer kung night time.
Auto reply. Sige, sir.
When you are able, but we have the time.
Thank you very much again. And then, see you.
Sige, Don. Welcome. Thank you, sad mga guys, for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck to your research endeavor. This is just the beginning.